Welcome on another episode of Creatives Corner. My name is James Dale, and we have a special guest for you today. My next guest is Patrick Morais. Welcome, Mr. Morais.
And peace and love to everybody out there.
Yes. So we are in for a treat because Patrick Morais is an award-winning poet from St. Andrews, Jamaica. He's been writing poetry for over 30 years. His works have been published in various publications throughout the years, and he is most famous for his poem, There's No Love for Harlem. He's a poet that he loves to recite his poem to anybody who's willing to listen to. I met Mr. Morais while driving the bus, and he loves to give his works out to people. He spreads his love and his awareness for the environment, and his love for people, and his love for the Lord, and his love for his passion for sharing his love for a lot of different various things. So, Mr. Morais, do you have any poems that you've written in Jamaica, or all your poems that you have, you wrote here in the country?
Every poem I have is wrote in Jamaica, not in Jamaica. But the notion was created in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any publications on any works that you published in Jamaica, or all of your works that you have is published here?
Nothing in Jamaica. Everything is in America. The only thing I left in Jamaica got from Jamaica is the idea.
The idea.
And the dream.
Okay, so what was the moment where you decided to start writing the works that are in your brain? Because as a writer, we all have stories and characters in our brain, but it takes that one moment, that one situation that sparks us, that idea to put all of that stuff on paper. So what was that event that prompted you to start writing?
When somebody left me, I got that idea from Ebony and Ivory. I look at the record, 45, and I see that I said, I can do this too. And that's where everything began.
Okay.
Like an avalanche.
So in the world of writing or anything creative, you have an inspiration. You're inspired by something, an event. You said it was a love loss that inspired you to start writing, and that's what normally brings people to be creative. And we thank whatever person or whoever that prompted you to start writing, because your pieces are very thought-provoking. Is there anyone in particular that you love to date?
Love? Well, my love is I try to have love for everybody, because there's so much thing to it. No hate, because hate is like cancer. It will eat you up. So I try to have love for everybody I've met. Even if you say they're a bad person, I try to see the good in them. That's power.
Is there any piece that you've written over the years that you really like, that you really draw to? Like if somebody asks you to recite a poem, what is your go-to piece?
Well, There's No Love in Ireland. That's the go-to piece. Yeah.
Would you like to perform that piece for my audience so they can have an inside view of the piece that you love so much?
There's no love in Ireland. And there's a part I said, Langston, you said she would never age. And J. Baldwin said, only time would be her demise. And Claude McKay said, there's no other town.
There's no other town. There's no love in Harlem. She don't have any friends. Everyone she knew is gone. She was once so glamorous. Now she stands alone. No one else had her charm. You could dance all night with her. Like everything, she fades away with time. Those that used to play for her, she was bebop, blues, and all that jazz. She got Count Basie, Louis Armstrong, John Coltrane. She reigned as a queen. She impressed Sammy Davis Jr., Nicholas Brothers, even Bojangles tap dance for her. Langston Hughes said that she would never age. James Baldwin said, only time is her demise. Claude McKay said, there's no other town. Far away from the South, Joe Louis Sugar Ray Robinson and Jackie Johnson fought for her. People from all walks of life came to see what she was like. Men of high status such as W.E.B. Du Bois, Adam Clay Powell, Roy Robertson had become transfixed by the beat of her heart. She draws men to her, and when they leave their souls behind. She was Christmas every day and New Year's every night. For right or wrong, she goes all night. She welcomes both black and white. Malcolm X said, he don't care where he goes. He has to come back to her again. Marcus Garvey said it was not his wish to leave her. Martin Luther King also said, I spent time with her. Queens of their own right, such as Josephine Baker, Billie Holiday, and Ella Fitzgerald, paid their respects to her. She seen better days. Eventually, she enjoyed her a lot. And I appreciate and love this poem for me because I'm from New York, and Harlem is a hop, skip, and a jump for me. And it was a treat to go down to 125th Street. You'll see the vendors selling anything from books to oils to chew sticks to kufis to books and everything that you can think under the sun. You know, you have those individuals, the Israelites that was on the side of the road, and they would preach and try to enlighten people on the origins and the history of the indigenous people in the world. So Harlem is an organism, it's alive, and hearing a piece like this encapsulates all things Harlem, and Harlem touched a whole lot of people in different generations. So were you able to experience Harlem like all of these individual characters in your poem?
But it's mostly created from idea and history about Harlem.
Okay, so you don't have a personal experience with Harlem?
No.
Okay. All right. Is there any other piece that you have in your arsenal of poetry that you love to recite or give to, that really touch your heart, that you want that message in that poem to resonate with people?
Well, there's one I did for my mother for her birthday, and it said that good people is like water in the desert, rare and hard to find. So that's another piece I love. But there's so many.
So to date, having so many poems you've been writing for over 30 years, longer than I've been on the planet, I don't want to add that, but I had to add that. Have you ever published any of your works? Have you ever made a collection of all the stuff that you've written and tried to publish your works?
Well, that is what I'm trying to accomplish at this moment. That's the main thing. Trying to get everything out that the world could see it and recognize me for what my work really stands for.
Yeah, I think that you have touched people so far for the amount of engagement that we have had in the past. You have presented yourself as a writer. You want people to know that you are a writer, and these gifts that you was bestowed upon you by the Creator, you share that with the world. You don't keep that to yourself. So I think people know who Patrick Morais is the people outside of your comfort zone, outside of your proximity, that needs to know who Patrick Morais is, because your works, it is thought-provoking. It drives emotion for people. I've read this one, Who I Owe My Life To. To Aphrodite McGee, she was my fifth, right?
Yeah.
Who I owe my life to. Not my mother or my father, sister and brother, son and daughter are the people who helped me along the way. For so many have gone, and I am still here. There is a reason, so I have to do what I was put here to do. And with him, I will do what I was born to do. Everything is possible with him, and nothing is possible without him. Who I owe my life to, not my employer and my neighbor, and my friends. He is the one who wakes me up in the morning, my rock and my salvation, the one who guides me in my going out and my coming in, who protects me every day, the God who made heaven and earth, greater than any man, my Savior and my Redeemer. He is who I owe my life to. And that is something that if everybody pay homage to the Most High, the Yahweh, God, whoever you want to call him, if you pay homage to the Creator, anything is possible. Like this poem says. Was there a particular event that prompted you to write this poem?
Well, she was my stepdaughter and she passed away. And from I get the news, the notion came to me. And I think about it, I say, what could I write for her? And that's when the whole idea came.
Okay. How long was this poem written? How long did you write?
That's around 3-4 years ago.
3-4 years ago. Sorry for your loss. But God is one of the elements that is in all of us, and if we recognize that percentage of us, anything can happen. Anything you put your mind to can be. If you want to be an astronaut and you put the Creator first, the Creator will make sure that all of the things that you need to become that astronaut will happen in your life. If you want to become a doctor, it's the same thing. In your case, is writing, is poetry. Do you write anything other than poetry, or is it just exclusively
poetry? Well, I'm not a poet. I'm a writer. I write movies. I can write books. It's just writing on the whole. I'm a writer, not a poet.
Okay.
You know, I can write movie, books, everything. I written a movie named Faith and Hope. Yeah.
Was it filmed, or do you just have the script?
It's got a lot of work to do to get to the right people, but I got it on paper and everything.
Okay, so how many novels do you write? Short stories, flash fictions, or do you have novels that you've written?
Well, everything is in the works, and it doesn't matter of time. Yeah, to do everything. I can write a book right now at this moment, but it's just the time and thing. Everything is in the Lord time, so when he sees it fit for me to do it, I'll do it, but it's in my head.
Okay. To date, over 30 years of poetry, you got at least 1,500 pieces.
I got a lot, but some lost and some everywhere, so you know, but I still got more to do, so I don't look back on yesterday. I have to go focus on this present moment and try to make the best of it.
That's good. That's good advice for my viewers out there. You have to seize the moment, because when we think about the past, then we start to get depressed. We start to question what moves that we made, or what moves we should have made, and how things could have been, and then you get pinned up in what the past have. You know, if you worry too much about the future, then you get anxious. Oh, I need to prepare myself for this meeting or this test that's going to happen in the future. You know, but if you seize the moment and you become mindful of what happens now, then you enjoy life to the fullest, and you become the best version of yourself, and you always put that best foot forward, and the world will receive you as the best version of yourself. You don't bog yourself down with mistakes that you have once had, love that you have lost. Everything is a learning process, and it pushes you forward to be the person that you are going to become. But just seize the moment, live into the now. Like, I'm recording right now with Mr. Patrick Morais, and this is the best version of myself at this moment. Mr. Patrick Morais is presenting himself to you, and he's showing his love and his passion for writing. And I want to inspire you out there, the listener, the reader, the watcher, to grasp the passion that you have and put that forward. Is there any message that you would like to send to my viewers out there?
Well, the only message is we need more love in the world, and if you can do some more love to somebody or anyone, it will be a better world for us all. We need love today.
Yes, we do. We need love. Love can conquer all, and faith is something just a notch above a love. That if we had faith, just a little bit of faith in ourselves, just a little bit of faith in the Creator, just a little bit of faith in what's positive, all things is possible. You know, nothing will be in your way that will prevent you from being the best version of yourself. If you just have faith the size of a mustard seed, you know, you can move a mountain. And if your love is just as small or greater, you can conquer all things. No obstacle in the world could prevent you from being where you need to be, and love is something that can conquer all. Do you agree?
Yes, my brother, that's the main thing, focus on love and the Almighty. Those two things together will take you anywhere you want to go and be a better person for your family and yourself.
All right, we in for a treat. I have a few more poems that I want to recite by Mr. Patrick Morais. This one is titled The Merchant of Venice Asks for a Pound of Flesh. At the end of the day, Rockefeller, with all the money he had, he could not buy extra time. And so it was a Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, Warren Buffett. They cannot buy an extra minute. So we cannot fuss and fight over it and run over each other and doing all kinds of things for it. You cannot make money an essential part of your life or be too driven by it. For at the end of the day, you cannot buy an extra minute. Someone once said, money is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. For life is borrowed from him who lent it to us. It's all about the good Lord above, and he can only prolong our lives. So seek him and praise him, for he is the creator of everything, everyone, and every day. That's very profound, and that is a message that resonates with me as I read it and recited it, that we in society put emphasis on the wrong things. You know, things, monetary gains that could get us things, but cannot bring us happiness, can't bring us love, can't bring us anything but the love or the appreciation for trinkets. You know, but if you put your love in the Almighty, that is the only person that can prolong our lives. But the moment that the Creator calls us in, that is it. That is your day. Money or any possessions can't bring you an extra minute. This is very profound. What was the inspiration behind this poem?
Well, it was like, it was this person, it was a Shakespeare. And Shakespeare was always somebody intriguing me. So I think about the Merchant of Venice and how people look at money today. So that's what the whole idea came from.
Okay, and I think us here in society, we get bogged down with things. We trying to keep up with the Joneses, and the Joneses is not trying to keep up with us. So we need the Joneses to do what they need to do in their lives, and we have to do what we need to do in our life. Hot off the presses. Okay. This other poem I'm going to recite is where there is a will, there is a way. Where there's a will, there is a way, and anything is possible. Some things define logic and go beyond explanation, but hold true to your conviction and have a purpose and a cause for it is imperative and good to have. For Jay-Z was born in the projects and reached great heights and achieved so much. Mark Anthony, Alexander the Great, Napoleon, they said that there were men of destiny, for it is a daunting task. And on the other hand, has been proven that faith can move mountains, and the will to go and overcome whatever you face, you can endure. men like Frederick Douglass, Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington, what they did despite of the difficult challenges, they preserved and achieved so much and triumphed over it all. So any dream can be obtained and any heights can be reached. It is up to you and be willing to sacrifice. It can be done. There is a will, there is a way. That's a great message and very profound that you're giving out to the audience. And you've been giving poems like this to people as a form of inspiration.
Yes, for almost for the last 35 years, all over, people all over. Everybody I meet, I try to let them, leave them with something and let them know I was here created by the Almighty. And I was here like Bob Marley left something and other people left something behind. People can remember them and tell their grandchildren about them. That's the whole notion of my journey, to be recognized and touch people wherever I go.
So what is the feedback that you get after you hand someone your poems? Because I know for me, I'm a bus driver for the city of Hartford, and your work is pinned up all over the garage. I don't know if you know that, but any driver that you encounter, you give them your poem, and a lot of those people, we read it, you know, and we post it up on the board at the job, so whoever passes by the job, they get to read your works. What is the feedback that you get from the people who you hand your works to?
Well, sometimes it's mostly positive, and people say that's what they need, something like that to uplift them. They're going through certain things in their lives, so let me feel good and know I'm doing something and have a purpose here. But at the end, sometimes you get the negative aspect, but you cannot look at certain things. You have to look at the good in life, because certain things ain't gonna help you, uplift you. So you gotta look at something what can uplift you. That's true. That's like somebody draw something positive from my work. I try to draw something positive from life. Not negative gonna help us in this time.
That's true. That's true. And we all, each one teach one. You know, we all inspire each other to be the best versions of ourselves. And you are a living testament to that in your works. Anybody who you see, you try to hand them a little bit of yourself. So like you said, you want to leave a legacy on this planet, and you want to make sure that people, when you are dead and gone, remember the dream merchant. Remember Patrick Morais, that you was here and you left an indelible mark on the planet, and your works would live out the test of time like your Shakespeare and those writers in that regard. And that leads me to this poem in the overall scheme. In the overall scheme of things, what really matters in life and what is relevant. For you have to weigh the pros and the cons in every scenario. Try to understand for what is man and what is born of woman. For life favors no man, and we have to take whatever comes and continue on. Sometimes it is cloudy and sometimes it is sunshine. So you have to draw from faith and keep hope alive, and have the strength for the journey, because it's never easy. It is hard process and can be complex and complicated, but you have to see the trees from the forest, for tomorrow is not promised and everything is fleeting. And remember, you are just a man, not a God, for God is God, and it is to know and understand that reality is what we make it, and we can't do it without the existence of the Creator, of God. And that is a profound message to give to anybody. In the grand scheme of things, we are a speck of dust. You know, if we compare ourselves to the Creator, to God, we are absolutely nothing. We are space between two objects, you know, but as a collective, if we gather all our positivity, we can be great, you know. There is trillions and trillions of sand granules in the desert, But one sand granules is not going to make a difference, but all as a collective can make a difference. And that's one message that the Dream Merchant want to give people, that, you know, we gather our positivity and shoot it forth, and it could conquer all darkness. Any light could conquer all darkness. And this is a beautiful poem. Do you have any glum poems? Do you have any poems that is dark, that, you know, you wrote because you was in a dark place and you wanted to get that off your chest, or all your poetry positive?
Well, there's one I write is said he answered prayers, and they all is a testimony to my faith, you know, because they all came from certain experience, you know. So certain experience you get, it make you come up with the title. From I got the title, I know where to go and what to say.
Okay.
And the inspiration from the Almighty. Those two things combined make it easy, but it's not an easy thing to do, you know. As everybody would do it, you know.
Right.
But the inspiration from God and my experience and my struggle in life, you know, those two things.
That's great, and that is one lesson from a writer's perspective that we want to give to people, that you write what you know. You know, don't try to make up anything that you don't know, and if you do your research and make sure you get all of the subtle nuances in the writing, so anybody who reads your works could learn something new from it. And I'm going to leave you with this one last poem, because I was born in the ghetto, and this is the title of Mr. Patrick Morais, the Dream Merchant. I was born in the ghetto, but the ghetto is not in me. That is what my mother told me, you see. For it is not where you come from, but it is where you're going, because you can be anything you want to be, despite what anyone say, you see. But you have to believe in yourself and not become negative statistic or content with just nothing. You have to fight for everything, even though the odds may seem against you, but you can't fall in the trap of despair. For it is a tedious and frustrating task, but you have to endure and try to last and remain. Persistence is the key if you want to survive, for the compelling reason is being determined to stay alive and choosing the right path and moving forward, but nothing is guaranteed, for life itself is a battlefield, my son. A combination of sense of direction and purpose with a challenge that you must undertake. You have to be aware of it, because it is a significant factor that defines the logic of life. But you should refuse to give up or compromise your vision and let your dream die, for cannot allow yourself to be under the delusion that you will fail. But it is not for them to succumb to pressure and you can't see the evidence. Nothing in life is coincidence. And that is a great message for you out there that is listening, you out there that is watching. If you have faith, it doesn't matter where you're from. If you're homeless and you have something that you want to accomplish, focus on what you need to accomplish and let it out. Don't keep it all balled up inside. There's somebody out there in a position that can help you reach to the next stage in life. Don't be too proud to ask for help. Don't be too proud to pray toward the Creator to give you the guidance that you deserve. But the position that you're in now is not the position that you will stay in for the rest of your being if you have ambition to transcend to the next level. Be the best you can be. And on that note, Mr. Patrick Morais, I appreciate your time and your effort and your works that you have given to the world for the past 35, 40 years. And is there one message that you want to leave with the viewers before we sign off?
Well, it's just one with just determination, because with this brother here, we talk about this a long time. It's only determination make we here to the Almighty and determination make we here today accomplishing this great thing. So determination is a great asset to have.
Yes, and on that note, my name is James Dale, and this is Patrick Morais, the Dream Merchant, and this is Creatives Corner, and I'll see you on the next one.